Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So we will continue playing with our friend The Flash. So basically we're playing the new event where we need to level up a character all the way up to level 30 for the ultimate recruitment cache. And also we have to play the entire main mission. So let's get this party started, but before we do that, let's adjust a few settings on the evil YouTube. Also, just to let you guys know that later today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will give out some more codes, probably the last batch of codes that we'll give out. Hello, Brina Appelt. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, tell me yes. No, the answer is yes. So, good. So, hello, Xavier Wilson. Hello, Brina Appelt. Hello, Alexander Ugobono. Hello, Scrolls. Hello, Julius Rashad. Is there a way to remove the ultimate mod from gear so we can reuse it? Nah, you can't. Sadly, you have to buy a new one. Sadly, that is the catch, I guess, or the scam. Whenever you change your gear, you have to buy some more mods. So as you replace your gear over time, you will need to buy some more mods over time. It's sad, but that's how it works. It used to be like that for exobyte mods way back when, and they stopped doing that because it was people thought it was really annoying, and at some point people weren't even doing it. Like people were playing without mods because they didn't want to go through the trouble of getting more mods just to have to replace it in their gear later on. And we see that already right now with this DLC. Like with this DLC, already since we got the new DLC. I'm sure some of you guys changed your gear, upgraded the gear to your character once or twice, if not more. But then, so if you change the gear, then you have to replace your mods. And if you decide not to change your gear so that you can keep your mods, that's another issue in itself. So basically, you end up playing with gear that is not quite as good, just so that you can keep on benefiting from your mods. It's sad, but that's how it is. Steady Blaze Hunter. Get Civilian, sorry, I can't even. There's going to be more codes at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so come back a bit later. Our friend, the Shadow Lady, should be with us when that happens. Hello, Alexander Cook. Unknown J. Hello, Unknown J. Oh, Scrolls tells us that he reached level 30 last night. Congrats. First person to say my last name correctly. Haha, first time in live. Love your vids, bro. Thank you very much. Well, I said it in the way it is spelled, so I understand that sometimes it can be tricky. DD is asking for my flash style. I was trying to encourage you. I made a video about creating this character, but just quick. This is some of the new slimlines we had. I have the flash boots, the Speed Force Spectrum belt, the edge gloves, and the flash cowl from the marketplace. And for the flash emblem, you have to go see your friend Booster Gold. And for the chest piece and the pants, the slimlines, these come from character creation. If you're past character creation, go see your friend Gentleman Ghost, and you should be able to find those slimlines. But if you want a more detailed description, yeah, go check my first video, the first part of this walkthrough, where I did create the character. Magnus, I accidentally strolled through you doing a live stream last week in House of Legends. Didn't realize it till I saw your tune. I was like, what are all those people doing over there? Also, good morning. Well, now you know. Now you're famous, Magnus. Famous, I says. Sometimes it's a bit funny. Sometimes people tell me that once people saw them in a video, then people will recognize them in the open world and say hi to them. So I know that I have a bit of an impact with DCUO, but it's always a bit strange to see how much of an impact sometimes. So basically, we're going to oh, there's a briefing over here, or an investigation over here.
What is this dark stuff?
The gibbous moon's convex shape results in dust that is rife with magical energy.
So now you know the moon shape is a magic thingy. So here, what do we need to do?
You must be some kind of socialist.
Oh, the evil demons. Oh yeah, I remember that mission. So you'll see we have to defeat like 20 green demons. We have to retrieve some stolen cash twice. There should be a quest giver nearby. Let's try and find him. Yes, you become famous in game, of course.
The sin of lust has spilled much blood over the ages.
But on the street, no one will recognize you, so your secret identity is safe.
We could really use your help. Those demons tore into this armored car.
Evil demons.
They ate it. We gotta make them cough it up. We could really use your help. Those demons tore into this armored car. They didn't just take it, they ate mine. Let's teach this punk a lesson. I swore to protect and serve, not loot and pillage.
Are you crazy? That's a lot of money.
I'll probably be fighting with this loadout a bit. I just replaced it pretty much towards the end of my video last time.
Dirtbag!
Evil demon. So obviously I love the move where you basically you pull the guy towards you and then you run around him. Oh yeah. Chill, my guy, are you doing this for the rewards, for the new character thingy? No, I was going to do it anyway. I had mentioned it as much way back when in some video. But then when there were rumors about the character thingy, then I decided to wait for that. And so I was going to make a walkthrough anyway, but if we can get some rewards, additional rewards on top of that, why not? And some of you guys suggested that maybe I should do this for all the mentors, so we might try to do that. We have 30 days to do that, so in theory I should be able to do it with all the mentors.
Hope I don't lose my badge for this.
Don't settle for less.
Do you know how to make CW Zoom in DCUO? I have a few Zoom videos. Might of them may have the CW version of Zoom, so I would suggest look in my videos for Zoom. I'm pretty sure I made a video for that.
Not loot and pillage. Hope I don't lose my badge for this.
There's a pretty cool version you can make using I forget the name of the material. There's a material that kind of looks like the negative speed force material, but that it actually is blue. And it looks pretty awesome for a Zoom character from the CW.
Thanks for stopping me before it was too late. I swore to protect and
Yeah, there's a blue material. If we go stick around, if we go to the House of Legends, I'll try to let you know. I'll try to go to Brewster Gold and show it to you.
The money. Greed lives in the human heart.
Chill has been wanted to do a new walkthrough. Yeah, exactly, Magnus.
Everyone has their price.
Any advice on farming for artifacts? There's no miracle. You have to play the game and gather as much nth metal as you can, and also farm for source marks, so that you can purchase a catalyst from Constantine. But there's no real magical solution. You have to gather your nth metal. The nth metal detector will help if you have some.
Let's teach this punk a lesson, partner. Hope I don't lose my badge for this.
You must be some kind of socialist.
And I guess you could save also your Destiny tokens. You should be able to purchase some Inf Metal from Dr. Fate using Destiny tokens. Although, if you ever do that, you'll notice that one pack of Destiny tokens, especially once you reach rank 160, 180, one pack of Destiny tokens doesn't make you progress a whole lot. Sadly, you need a lot of Inf Metal, and at some point, the Inf Metal you can get for one Destiny token, that's a tiny drop in the bucket, sadly. Oh, DD retracted his message, or did YouTube do that? Sadly, sometimes I'll see message retracted, and I never know if you guys retracted the message or if the evil YouTube did that. Sadly, YouTube, there are certain messages that YouTube doesn't tolerate, and sometimes it's not even a bad message. Like I remember at some point I was trying to reply to you guys. Basically, whenever I get a comment, I do try to reply, even if sometimes it's just to say thank you. But then at some point, I guess I was saying thank you too much. There was a new spam filter on YouTube at the time, and the spam filter thought that I was just spamming, even though like I was replying to people who were leaving comments on my video. So the evil spam filter was deleting my comment in my comment section. Can you believe it? So sadly, whenever I see a comment that's retracted, I have no way to know did the person retract the message somehow, or did YouTube do that? Chill, my guy. How come you didn't use lightning for the flash? No disrespect. That's fine. I already have a flash character that uses lightning. And also, I wanted to make a walkthrough. Initially, I tried to make walkthrough for as many people as possible. Sadly, for lightning, you have to purchase the power. And I figured the flash character by default in the character creation section comes with the firepower by default, and also the firepower is a free-to-play power. So that way, so that people can get can possibly recreate this character, I went with the free-to-play option.
Should have left us alone, hero.
And also, very often people ask if they can play DCUO solo, or when people cannot find groups, I do mention that they can play solo, and fire is one of the really good powers to do that.
With each devoured soul, these gluttony demons feed Trigon the power he needs to pass through. Eliminate these demons and revert any corrupted citizens back to themselves.
So with firepower, you should be able to play solo, and normally with tank characters, you should be able to play solo, and fire having a lot of self-heal, even better to play solo.
We gotta keep them from eating them.
You look delicious.
Delicious. Xorpitron, I'm on my third character to 30. You can actually level to 30 in one day. Oh, I know. I did it way back when in about 12 hours with my Firestorm character. I even did a live stream about that. If you search for my for Firestorm, you can see the whole walkthrough, the whole live stream. I made 5, 6 videos or something like that in one day. So it took me roughly 12 hours at a time, and now you can level up a bit faster than that. So last I checked, like some people mentioned that they were able to do it in about 5 hours. So, but as I mentioned before in some of my previous videos, the goal here wasn't really to level up as quickly as possible. It was to make a new walkthrough for mostly new people, I guess. It had been a while since I made a walkthrough. Some of you guys did remind me of that. And also I came to realize that I had never done a walkthrough with the Flash. So here we are. Who's your favorite actor or actress in the CW TV Flash TV series? I really enjoyed the lady who played Caitlin Snow. I forget her actual name.
Spit you out.
And I kick myself sometimes. I could have had the opportunity to meet her last summer. There was a comic convention over here last summer, so I could have met her, but it would have cost like $80. And I decided not to do that, but maybe I should have. Too late. Although who knows, maybe they'll come back next year or some other year. So if that happens again, we'll see what we can do.
Man, I'll never eat hot dogs again.
Magnus, are DC is considering letting us make leagues that both heroes and villain. Is there any truth to this? Yes, absolutely. They did mention that. They are considering it. Sadly, at this point, there's no way to know if or when that's going to happen. It could happen that they decide not to do it for some reason. Maybe there could be some technical issues we're not aware of that would stop that from happening. Maybe they would just decide not to do it for reasons. So, yeah, they did consider it, but whether they'll do it or not, we'll see. And at the same time, people thought that that would also mean that people would be able to play together. Like that we would be able to make groups with heroes and villains together. No, I wasn't able to save our friend. But for that, that's a bit of a stretch. Basically, we took what they mentioned about the league thing, and we took it one step further by saying that maybe they would allow us to group together. But ultimately, at this point, all we can do is wait and see what actually happens. Which is sadly often what we need to do. Oh, another Flash friend. Julius is asking, are you grinding the level 30 character for the event currency? Well, I was planning to do it anyway, but yeah, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it for the currency as well. Why not? If they're giving us extra rewards for something we're already doing, why not? It's like when they added the material to the booster bundle. Like they added a material when you purchased a 20 booster bundle. There was a 20 booster bundle pack, and there are people who already to begin with were opening 20 booster bundle anyways. So that gave them an extra reward for something they were doing anyway to begin with. And for everyone else, it did give some people a reason to open 20 booster bundle if they did not have a reason already. So yeah, if they come up with something, if they come up with some rewards to something you're already doing, then yeah, why not benefit from that? Although I'm curious to, I assume the rewards will be tradable, so I'll probably trade some of those rewards to my multiverse character, unless if those rewards cannot trade, then obviously I won't be able to do that. I'm trying. Oh, there they are.
Stop! I'll starve!
If you think those were bad, just wait until Trigon rises. I've triangulated their source at Ellsworth Hospital. Updating your map.
Let's get out of here first. Let's go to our journal,
These
Gluttony.
wrath demons are the warriors of Trigon's sinful crew. If we can calm the souls of their victims, we break one more source of Trigon's power.
Danielle Panabaker, thank you. I haven't seen a lot with her. I saw a sci-fi movie about time travel with her, like a low-budget sci-fi movie about time travel at some point with her.
Greetings.
And I think another movie with Kevin Costner, where Kevin Costner is her father and he's some sort of psycho killer. And that's pretty much the extent of what I saw with her. But I really liked her in The Flash. I didn't think of her. I didn't think much of her at first. We first saw her in Arrow, and she was fine, I guess. And then when we saw her in The Flash, at first I didn't care so much for her, but after a while I kind of liked her. And I guess that was the point. Like, basically, at first she was quote-unquote cold because her fiancé, or no, they were not married. Her fiancé had died, or she thought he had died. So yeah, she wasn't a happy lady at that time.
The wrath of a hero. Delicious.
We don't have the wings of sin, the sin demon. I'm not sure why the guys don't save the civilians. Oh well.
Thanks for slapping some sense into me.
This is the police.
Run!
And yeah, the guy who played Cisco was fine too. Again, I didn't think much of him at first. Took me a few episodes to get used to him, and after a short while, I really liked him. I just thought it was a bit, let's say, a bit funny when he was trying to, like when he played basically the evil version of Vibe, whose name I completely forget. It was a bit funny to see him try to look like a bad guy.
Run! Run! Thanks for slapping some sense into me.
Yeah, Grant Gustin, I like him
What's
too.
going on here?
I wish they had used him for the Flash, for the Zack Snyder Flash, but they decided not to do that. They decided to cast against type, and we ended up with a Flash that looked more like the Joker than the Flash. What can you do? Like when we saw Ezra Miller with longer hair. And when it was laughing in the Flash movie, holy crap, that was the Joker. That would have made a great Joker. But somehow they decided to cast him as a Flash instead because they wanted to have a weird Flash or a quirky Flash somehow. What can you do? And I wish they had used Grant Gustin. Like we knew, Grant Gustin was proven to be a good Flash, a good Barry Allen. And he did resonate with the audience, but sadly movie people, they don't have a good opinion, let's say, of TV people, so they rarely want to use TV actors in movies. There's a few actors who were able to make the transition, like George Clooney would be one of those exceptions. But usually it'll be the opposite, like usually movie actors might transition to TV actors like Charlie Sheen did. In the case of Walter White, Bryan Cranston, I have to admit, I'm not sure. I think he was one of the few who made the leap from TV to movies. Although he did go back to TV afterwards, so he would pretty much go one way or the other. James Spader would be another example of someone who decided to go make TV shows, and was successful at that, I guess. But yeah, it would have been nice if they had used Grant Gustin, but sadly they don't really want to do that. And I guess it's going to be a challenge because I'm sure Marvel sadly has a similar issue. So I'm curious to see if, like, we are going to get the Daredevil TV show, but will they bring Daredevil to the big screen at some point? And I mean in a actual role, not just as a cameo. Like Vincent D'Onofrio would be another example. He was a movie actor who transitioned to TV, and I guess now he can kind of do both. Chill, I don't think they should even do that. It would take the whole villain-hero separation away. Yeah, but the problem is that there's a lot more heroes than villains. And on some servers, there's really not a lot of villains. So there are some servers where they need help. They need to be able to group with people. And for that, the less bad option or the less bad solution would be to allow heroes and villains to play together, to form groups together. I understand, like if you play on the US PlayStation server on the hero side, yeah, there's plenty of players to play with. Sadly, if you play, let's say on Switch, on the villain server, on the European side, and not a lot of villains, so they need extra help.
Let's go.
I get that it goes against having two factions and having heroes against the villains, But already, villains are pretty much. I've pretty much been acting like as an anti-hero for quite some time now. I think since the Earth 3 DLC, pretty much.
I'm calling in the Sentinels of Magic. If Brother Blood is raising Trigon, you'll want the best to help take him down.
Like way back when, there would be different missions for heroes and villains. There would be different gear for heroes and villains, even different styles. But these days, not so much. So heroes have pretty much become villains have pretty much become anti-heroes at this point.
I'm Vicky Vale with a JLA watch on the Justice League's magical heroes, the Sentinels of Magic. Led by the enigmatic Lord of Order called Dr. Fate and the stunning spell mistress Zatanna, their ranks include the powerful empath Raven, daughter of the demon lord Trigon. Together, the Sentinels fight magical foes on this earthly plane and beyond.
So here we have the hint explaining the League stuff.
Brother Blood is barricaded inside, and his vile ritual will bring Trigon to this plane unless we can stop him.
So I was looking.
Dr. Fate and Raven will join you inside.
I was looking for this entrance, but I hadn't completed the mission yet in my journal, so that's why I didn't see it. Before I enter, let me go through the chat quick. Exorpitron says she was in Piranha. I never saw that. Sorry. DD, do you have any invincible characters from the TV show? I did make a few videos about Omni-Man, Invincible, maybe even Atomy, but I haven't made a lot of invincible characters. I just made a couple. But so if you search in my videos for Invincible or Omni-Man, or maybe even Atomy, you'll be able to see them. I guess I could be overdue to make a new video, thanks to the TV show being on right now. We'll have to wait and see. Chill, I think somewhat they should leave it the same, but playing as villain is lonely sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Like some servers have very few villains, so they need extra players. So for them, yeah, we pretty much have to merge heroes and villains, or at least not necessarily merge it, but allow the option to be able to play to make groups with heroes and villains together. Chill, yeah, I logged in my villain one time just to see the Hall of Doom, and it was almost completely empty. Yeah, at some point, way back when, before they merged the PC servers and the PlayStation servers, sometimes there would be three of us villains on the entire server. So that was a clear example that at some point they needed to do something, and what they did was they merged the PC and PlayStation together. And at the time, PC players were not too happy because PC players and PlayStation players are quite different players. And we even got an example of that yesterday. Yesterday, a lot of PC players were doing the happy dance because they were playing just PC players. Extreme Charisma, I can't believe DCUO devs did a terrible job after released the Reckoning episode. They did what they did. What can we do? Sadly, at this point, this is what they did, so there's not much we can do about that at this point. Sorry, the chat jumped on me, so I'm trying to find where I was. There we go. Chill says, do villains even still play? Oh yeah, there are villains. The thing is, there's always been like, I don't know, 20% of villains versus 80% of heroes. I'm exaggerating a bit, but I don't think I'm that far from the truth. No, let's say Loppy, nope. People seem to think that everyone wants to level up quick. Could have sworn. Oh, no, okay. Magnus, not many. That's the whole point. Like on PC, it's probably fine. There's enough people on PC. On PC and PlayStation right now, it's probably fine. At least on the US side. But yeah, of course, in some servers like Switch, they need they don't have enough players, so they need to come up with some sort of solution for that. Ace, it would be cool if they make a new power like a Necromancer inspired by Felix Faust. It would be cool to get new powers. We already know that it's not going to happen. DD is mostly heroes now. It's always been mostly heroes. It's just that way back when the population was big enough that it didn't really matter. Even if there was less villains, there was enough villains for the game. And also at the time, we did not have as many DLCs as we have now. Like right now, we have 49 DLCs. We're going towards DLC 50, and so people are spread all across the game in various open worlds, in various missions, the player base that we have right now is stretched thin, and there's less of it than we had before. So it's a weird mixture that makes it more challenging to play villains these days. Neverender, my OG account is on the PlayStation. I can only have a PC. Yeah, sadly, we don't have the option to transfer from PC to PlayStation or vice versa. The reason for that, for those wondering, is quite simple. Um, PlayStation, quote unquote, owns the the marketplace on the PlayStation Store, if it makes any sense. And on PC, it's probably Microsoft who owns the rights for that on PC. And if we were to be able to transfer our characters from, let's say, PlayStation to PC, PlayStation would see that as a lost sale. They would see that as, oh, we're going to lose whatever sale people would do, whatever purchase people would do on PC. PlayStation would see that as a lost sale. So that's why they don't want to. And the opposite is true too. If PC had players switching to PlayStation, they would see that as lost sales. So sadly, that's why we don't have the option to do that. Also, you'll notice there are some rewards, some stuff that normally is tradable. That has the option that has a line that says it cannot be traded across platform. That is also why. Like they don't want you to purchase, let's say, replay badges on PC, and then open time capsule on PlayStation using those replay badges. Again, PlayStation would see that as lost sales. They would see that the money that should have gone to them actually went to the PC side. I hope it makes sense. Magnus, I'm on US PS server, and villain side is still lonely a lot of time. I don't play as much on the villain side, so yeah, it could be that maybe there's not as many villains as I thought. Jason, I am Barry, always. In external, anybody's trying to make a new progression with me? If you guys want to team up with an external, the time is now. Magnus, at Multi, you should do a tips and tricks vid for new players. Show little things you do make gameplay easier, or where you organize yourself in game, where you do things to help improve. I do that in a roundabout ways. I do that in most of my videos. Way back when, I did a lot of videos. I have a lot of videos that I made that are still kind of relevant that people could look at. Like, yes, if you look at let's say my armory video, things did change a bit for armories. Like we're allowed more armories these days, and we can have armories, more armories per layer. But the basis of the armory is pretty much the same. So I already have a whole bunch. I have over 3,000 videos about this Universe Online at this point. So if people need information about DCUO, at the end of the day, they could just search in my videos and they'll find a video about it. Yeah, it could be short. Well, I used to make short videos. Way back when I made a longer video, I would have to do it live on Twitch. Because at the time you could only record, I think it was 15 minutes on PlayStation. And but then when I made a short video at the time, I would call it a flash fact, and then I would make a video like let's say an armory video. I would make a 4, 5, 10-minute video about the armories, explaining how they worked. Then I would make a video about the flash boots and explaining how you could get it. Then I would make a flash fact about I forget what else. Xavier, I wish they would let us change the color of our powers. Sadly, they're not an option right now. Ajax, after creating a certain characters on your main account, same platform anyway to invite your league without being online. Oh, that has been suggested. Didn't happen just yet. Scrolls, I only have one level 30 villain. Sad but truth. It happens. Sorry about that. Sweetermans, how come you started a new character? I've been meaning to make a new walkthrough for quite some time. I used to make walkthrough with various characters, and some people asked if I could make a new walkthrough, and also I realized I had never made a walkthrough about the Flash, so here we are. Scrolls, I can't complete Central City Group missions on villain side. Yeah, the Central City DLC. At this point in time,
All these
probably
demons
not a
in
lot of
here
people are
cannot
playing
do the sanitary.
that
They
DLC.
all feed Blood's rituals, so take them out and drain his power.
You would pretty much have to put a group together, and even then, the challenging part will be to find people who are willing to go back and play the Central City DLC, especially if they don't need it anymore.
Help me take out these lust things.
DD, do you think there will ever be a new Batman in DCUO? Oh yeah, there will. I know that right now people seem to think that they cannot use Batman in DCUO anymore because Kevin Conroy sadly is no longer with us. Eventually they will give us a new Batman.
Let me show you some real magic.
It may take a while. They may decide to wait a bit so that people can so that there can be some distance between the new Batman and the older one. But now I'm pretty sure they'll do it at some point.
Stand back while I take down this barrier.
Chill at Multiverse. Do you think that DCO has been doing too much with the new DLCs? I think that the villains have been too extra. I think that the villains have been too extra, and they should go to more iconic villains, especially Batman's. Oh yeah, they should use more A-list characters. Like they should use more known characters. I don't know why they don't do that. And they seem to be obsessed over using obscure characters that no one knows anything about. It could be that sadly sometimes people work on properties they don't really like. It could be that maybe the new devs, maybe they don't like Batman, maybe they don't like Superman, maybe they like the more obscure characters like Ambush Bug, and that is what they want to use. Or even worse, maybe that's why they decided to use their own character. So I'm just speculating here. We don't know exactly the real reasons. But in a game where you can play with, where you can have the Batman character, the Superman character, and you keep on using Constantine or Harley Quinn, it's a bit of a red flag to me. Although again, it could be that DC are asking them to do that. That's another thing. It could be that they have to pay extra, maybe, to use the most iconic characters. But you would think that in a game where, in the DC game where Superman is the flagship character of the company, that they would use that character a lot more in the game, but they don't. And Batman is their best-selling character, so again, you would think they would use Batman and his villains a lot more. But they're not doing it. Again, there might be restrictions we're not aware. There might be demands by DC Comic Warners that we're not aware.
More. I want it all.
What is so decadent?
But it's not rocket surgery to figure out that if they make a Batman DLC or if they make a Superman DLC, odds are that would attract a lot more people than if they make an Ambush Bug DLC. Yeah, Ambush Bug might seem like a nice novelty. Maybe it could be a fun bit, but at the end of the day, it's pretty sure that between an Ambush Bug DLC or a Batman DLC, a lot more people would buy a Batman DLC or a Batman or a time capsule. But sadly, sometimes they seem to have other priorities than trying to attract as many people as possible. The Gang War DLC wasn't that bad in my opinion. Yeah, but it's been a while. It's been years and years at this point, so we'd be a bit overdue for a new for new Batman DLC with classic Batman characters. Like I know some people will say that the middle DLCs were technically about the Batman. Yeah, in a roundabout ways. But it's been a while since we had a DLC with the Riddler, where the Riddler was the main villain, and you had to fight Riddler goons and stop the Riddler from doing bad things. And I know that we had the Joker, the Joker. We had the Penguin in the Harley Quinn DLC not too long ago, but he was just a vendor. He wasn't even really part of the DLC other than to sell us stuff. Sorry, I lost track of where I had to go because too much chatty. It happens. Let me backtrack a bit.
Your victory is not fated, blood. Blasphemers.
DD bro, I have a picture to show you on PSN. Are you sure DCUO is PG? DCUO is not PG. I understand the confusion because technically people see superheroes as something for kids, and they assume that a superhero game with superheroes would be PG. It's not. It's rated teens. So no, it's not. It's not PG. So if you saw some stuff in DCUO that's where there's a bit of blood, a bit of violence, a bit of that's normal, the game is rated for teens. Did I forget? Oh, there it is.
A blood offering.
James Gunn said he's doing a Batman movie. They've been saying that for quite a while. And right now there's a whole bunch of rumors. What's his name? The guy who made the Suicide Squad, or the guy who made the Batman, kind of suggested that the Pattinson Batman would join the DCU, the James Gunn universe. And they're not. James Gunn is he's trying to be very mysterious and doesn't really give us information. So based on that, whenever someone says something about the Batman, people kind of take that for as truth as opposed to just a rumor.
Let's get the show on the road.
So for Batman, there's been a lot of rumors. So there's been rumors that Pattinson would be the new Batman in the James Gunn universe. There's rumors that there would be an entirely new Batman. But the truth is, we don't know at this point. If I was a betting man, I would guess that they're probably waiting to see how the Superman movie will do. If the Superman movie is a hit, they might make certain choices. If the Superman movie is a disaster, they might make different choices. We don't know just yet.
Defeat fate.
Do the new characters mean they could not use their original DC characters? It doesn't mean that, but you have to ask yourself why in a game where they could use Batman, Superman, why are they using Voivode? Why are they using what was his name? Like they used the Reckoning. They created a new character they called the Reckoning, as opposed to use the Riddler, use Zaz, use use the Black Spider. There's a truckload of characters they could use.
No matter how you fight, Raven,
but that's not what they did.
my bride and sit on the throne of blood.
I'll die before
Now sometimes, sadly, there are mercantile reasons why they might want to create their new characters. For example, not too long, Marvel did the same thing. Did the same thing a lot of time also. At some point in time, you guys may know this, there was this character called Iron Man, who became one of the most popular characters in the world. And at the time in the Marvel Comics, they had the bright idea to kill Iron Man in the comics and replace him with Riri Williams. And you could ask yourself, why do that? Why do that? Now, an argument would be that they were trying to put more diversity in the Marvel Comics because they were pretty much doing that across the board. They had replaced Steve Rogers with Sam Wilson. They had replaced Thor with Lady Thor. They had replaced, I forget who else. So they were pretty much doing that across the board.
Brother Blood is dangerously close to raising Trigon. We have stopped him now, but be ready.
They had replaced Bruce Banner Hulk with Amadeus Cho.
Trust me, I'm always ready.
So you had to wonder why. But if you take just 1 second to think about it, like Michael Brian Bendis is the one who created Riri Williams, and think about that from his point of view.
Once the gems are all in hand,
If they make Iron Man posters, Iron Man T-shirts, if they make a new Iron Man movie, Brian Bendis doesn't get a single penny out of that. But if they make a Riri Williams T-shirt, a Riri Williams poster, if they ever add Riri Williams to the movies or the TV shows, then you get a big fat check. So sadly, very often, there's mercantile reasons why some people are want to use new characters as opposed to using already existing characters. Now, I'm not saying that's what the DCUO devs did, because the truth is we don't know. But it could be one reason. The same is true with the New 52 when you think about it. When someone designed a character for DC, they get a share in future profits. I think it's like 1% or something like that. So there's a financial incentive for anyone who works at DC to create new characters, meaning that they'll get 1% of whatever sales come from that character. So imagine with the New 52, if you're the guy who redesigned all the characters, and that's a lot of 1% coming your way. Even if in some cases, like you may have wondered, why did they even bother to change the design for Hal Jordan in the New 52? All they did was give him shoulder pads. He has the exact same design he always had, but with some weird shoulder pads instead. Well, that's why. Sadly, if they don't redesign the costume, they don't get their 1%. If they do redesign the costume, even just adding shoulder pads in a very superficial way, well, they can collect a big fat check from that. And then afterwards, also, they were pushing those designs in animation. And again, that's no accident. It's because whenever those designs were being pushed, that means a few 1% in the pockets of whoever did the designs, who did the design work. So is that why we have a whole bunch of new characters in this DLC? I don't know. Is that just because the people making the DLC want to be more creative? I don't know. Could it be that whenever they use already established characters, they keep on having to, at least to arguments about with DC Comics about how to use them? I don't know. It could be. So maybe they're doing that so that they don't really need the approval of DC Comics, or it'll be easier to get the approval of DC Comics. Maybe they're doing that hoping that someday there'll be a Voivode movie and they can collect 1% on that. The truth is, we don't know. But it's pretty weird to see that. Like, again, in a game where you could use Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and you end up using a Voivode, some Blue Lantern whose name I always forget, and the Reckoning. I don't know. It's a bit strange.
Serious dent in Brother Blood's plans. Consider yourself invited to kick Trigon's butt with the Titans anytime.
Magnus, some villain-based DLC would be cool. A Joker DLC, it would be cool. Sadly, for some time, Joker seems to have become problematic.
Poison Ivy's reported loose in Gotham. Check in with Robin in the East End police station. He's got a plan to take her back to Arkham.
If you look at the Joker movie, all the drama that happened when they decided to make a Joker movie. Sadly, for a lot of people, the Joker seems to have become problematic. Problematic because he's a bad guy, a psychopath. problematic because he's an evil white male, problematic because he was beating up Harley Quinn. So anyway you slice it, there's various groups who see the Joker as problematic now. I wouldn't be surprised if DC themselves see him as problematic, or DCUO themselves. So sadly, I wouldn't expect any real Joker content anytime soon.
Hey, Batman's analyzing the new Joker toxin, so it's up to you and me to take down Poison Ivy and her plants in Burnley. I'll tell you what, I'll even lend you my nose breather against her spores. I should be immune to Ivy by now.
Extreme Charisma, they should make a Blue Lantern DLC with new powers. That would be great. We know that new powers will not happen. Now, a Blue Lantern DLC, yeah, that could be fine. But for the new powers, nah, we know it's not going to happen.
First Scarecrow broke out of Arkham, and now Poison Ivy's on the loose. I don't like it. While Robin investigates, I'm relying on you to handle the mess outside. After your past experiences, I'm sure you can handle it.
So just give me a minute to check if we... I guess I have all the iconic abilities I need right now. I could put some stat points, but before I do a boo-boo, I'm pretty much done with martial arts. So let's put the stat points here. There we go. Oh, there's a Arcane Knight. Let's say hi to him. There's Batwoman who's giving quests over here. But before we do that, we'll do the quest for our friend Gordon over here, or for Robin. So yeah, for the Blue Lantern power, we know it's not gonna happen, and not just the Blue Lantern power, any power period. But yeah, they could make a Blue Lantern DLC, but that's not what they're doing either. So I don't know. Sadly, at this point, we don't know enough about the devs to try to guess what their intentions are, what they're planning to do. Although, I guess if you knew, the devs, a whole bunch of the new devs come from Star Trek Online. So if some of you guys out there who are ex-Star Trek Online players, or maybe even current Star Trek Online players, and you know, you have some information about the new devs that you think you might be able to share with us, now could be a good time to do that.
There are people inside those cocoons, metamorphing into Ivy's walking pod people. We can't let her swell her army. Break them free.
Scroll says an ambush bug ally. Yeah, maybe, but I would see that as an April's Fool ally. Like I wouldn't. Sadly, ambush bug is a silly character that's pretty much there. That exists for one purpose: being silly.
Could you possibly get me some shed leaves from those pod people? I'm doing research for Wayne.
So I wouldn't make an actual ally with that character. I would just make a silly ally, not like what they did with the Bruce Wayne ally.
Here's something about converting me into one of them.
Yeah, but who would they get to play Batman? Obviously, they're gonna have to recast Batman at some point. They did recast Batman in some of the Batman animated movies in the past, so I'm sure one of those guys could maybe do the trick.
I felt it wrapping me in a cocoon. Thank goodness you showed up.
And like in the Crypto movie, the Crypto and the Super Pets movie, I think it's Keanu Reeves who played the Batman. So that might be a fun bit, I guess, if they were to go into that direction. But at the end of the day, they are going to have to recast Batman. So they'll have to make a choice and select a new Batman at some point.
Those snapping plants wanted to wrap me up for good.
Scrolls get the yucky things on the floor for the feet. The yucky thing? Nah, I don't care.
It is something about converting me into one of them.
You mean those yucky thing here?
It is something about converting me into one of them. Those snapping plants wanted to wrap me up for good.
DD, I'm not talking about that, bro. Then I have no idea what. Oh, are you talking about James Gunn or are you talking about the game or something else? Christopher Baz, do you mind if I help you? I mind a lot. Because I want this to be a tutorial. That was the whole intent between. That was the whole intent I had in creating a new character. Basically to make a new tutorial and walkthrough from level 1 to level 30. You'll notice that I'm not using any of my Wolfpack artifacts. I'm not using my allies. I'm not using. There's a lot of things I'm not using. Actually, I'm using the Flash ally. My pants are on fire.
We are one with nature.
Oh, I guess we're done here.
One with nature.
So let's get through those little guys, and let's get out of here.
Join us or be fertilizer.
Dang, they're everywhere. I've been a while since I've been here. This used to be my spot to farm for exhibits way back when, but it's been a while. So let us switch up our gear a little bit. Oh, we have a box here. There we go.
Poison Ivy used to be a botanist before she went bonkers and decided to reclaim the world for the plants. If we don't get her back to Arkham, Gotham really will be an urban jungle.
Ivy's expanded on her usual menagerie. This time, she's created pheromone-blasting plants to lure in citizens, so her roaming Venus flytraps can devour them. Help as many people as you can.
Oh, Scroll says, guys, close the chat, hit the like button, support Multiverse so this good content can reach new and returning players. Ah, you're so nice, Scrolls. And DD said, okay, I did it. Jason says, the natural lightning for super speed in this game should be customizable. Yeah, people have been asking for that for a long, long time. The only thing we have for that is the new movement mode we have from the marketplace, and sadly none are like that. So they're literally different movement mode, not just lightning. And these are the only option we have right now to customize the movement mode of our character. Oh, I'm a bit behind. Sorry, the chat jumped on me. I'm trying to get back to where I was. I can't find the message I was just reading. Strange. So one villain, new characters. Not talking. Ah, there we go. Yellow, thank you for explaining. That could be reasons. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of reasons, and we don't know enough to be able to know for sure. We can make an educated guess, but at the end of the day, it remains a guess. So, could be Darkhound, could be. We'll never know. Nigel Foster, hey, new here. So what is Spec 3 Power Might Precision? It's simple enough. I'm early in the game, so I don't have a lot of skill points. I don't even have all the powers. So for the loadout, I went simple Vortex Trap, Cyclone Push, Ignition, Whirlwind Dervish, Phase Dodge, and Tornado Pull. Weapon, Martial Arts, that's it. Iconic powers, none. Super Speed, you can see the Super Speed ability I selected here. And the stat points. So here I went with Super Powered. I started to put skill points and critical attack chances, and that's it for now. Um, I have a flash design. Will you watch? Watch it? Depends. Watch it where. EI, now you're putting up more numbers than the others. Not sure which others you're referring to. And there should be a side quest somewhere here, I think. Some of the NPCs seems to have moved around. Sometimes I'll try to find an NPC that I'm pretty sure I knew where he was, and then I don't find him no more. Ah, no, here he is. So this one is in the same spot as usual, but there's a few NPCs that I could swear they moved them a bit.
These spores will feast.
When will you do a face reveal? People often ask. I might do one for, like, this is 2025 will be the 10-year anniversary of Multiverse, the Multiverse channel, or the 10-year anniversary of when I started making videos about DCUO. So maybe next summer for the actual 10th anniversary, I could try to do that. Like, I was pretty much saving that for a special occasion, and yeah, that seems like that could be that could be a special occasion.
Bye.
EI word. DD, do you use any materials for your Flash character? I don't have any materials on this one. This is exactly what the style looks like. No materials included. Materials are sold separately, as they says. But I do have a few materials with my my other Flash character. I did have an armory where I used the cosmic material. Another armory where I use the Amazonian material. Like with the Amazonian material, there's one color channel that is red, and another color channel that is gold. So it kind of allows me to be able to get like the headpiece with gold wings, the gloves with gold trim, the boots gold. Yeah, I feel like I can tell how you may look. Okay. Scrolls, I feel will get new powers last part of the DLC. I wouldn't expect a new power, even in the last part. I wish to be wrong. I really want to get more powers, but sadly, from what we know, and from what we also from what we know, from what we've been told, but also from what we can see, like already the devs struggle to create new content. I don't see them creating new powers on top of that, in addition to creating new content. Maybe in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, when they become good enough or comfortable enough making new content, then maybe they could devote some time and some resources to create new powers. But I kind of doubt it, because we already know that one of the reasons why they don't make new powers is a monetization reason. Like they cannot make enough money selling new powers to make it worth their while. That's pretty much the extent of it.
I think it wanted to transform me.
Now, could that change in the future? Maybe, but I don't think it will.
You'll never join us or die.
Extreme Charisma, what about Bane DLC and unscrapped the experimental serum power set? The power set, we'll never see that. I'm pretty sure we'll never see that. Even though the game is rated teen, I strongly don't think they will make a power based around drugs. And as was mentioned before, like a lot of people think the game is PG-13 or for kids. And if they were to put a game, if they were to put a power based on drugs, I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of activist groups that would jump on DCUO and complain, even though the game, in reality, the game is rated teen. So even though the game is rated teen, because of the fact that it's superheroes and it's something that is seen very often seen as something for kids. They have to be careful about stuff like adding a new power that's drugs, that's related to drugs. Maybe not the best idea.
You'll never stop Poison Ivy.
As for a Bane DLC, yeah, in theory they should be able to do a Bane DLC, but again, maybe because Bane uses drugs, they don't want to do that.
Poison Ivy's pheromones
I don't know.
fall in love with her. Usually it's only at close range. These distance attacks are something dangerously new.
Again, there's a lot of things that we don't actually know. Again, we can make an educated guess. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Bane cannot be used because of he basically uses drugs.
They have enough mind left to attack.
But it could just be that the devs don't want to use him. It could be that simple. Or maybe DC doesn't want to use him. Like, Bane was created by Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan, and sadly these days DC doesn't like them very much. So it could be that they don't want to use their character because they don't like them very much these days. Again, it's pure speculation. I don't know. I don't have any information about that.
Join us or be fertilizer.
Was I being digested? That just ain't right.
But we do know that sadly sometimes when DC doesn't like someone, they don't want to use their stuff. Like, you may wonder why at some point they wanted to create a black Batman. I would think that they already have a black Batman, Luke Fox.
These spores will feast.
Is it Luke?
We are one with nature.
I always get confused with the Fox brothers. So there's two Fox brothers. One of them is Batwing, and sadly, and he's our black Batman. And when they decided to have a black Batman, you would thought that they would have maybe just upgrade Batwing to being a Batman, and then it would be the black Batman. But no, they went out of their way to create a brand new Fox brother because they did not want to use the Batwing character, because at the time Dan Didio is the one who created or co-created Batwing, and they didn't like Dan Didio at the time, so they did not want to use his character. So they created a new character just so that they wouldn't use Dan Didio's character. So sadly, things like that happens, and I wouldn't be surprised if the same is true with our friend Bane. I wouldn't be surprised if the same is true with Green Lantern. Like Jeff Jones and Ethan Van Sciver had a big hand in reinventing Green Lantern and creating a whole bunch of supporting cast or new Lantern characters, and they seem not to want to use those anymore. So sadly, DC Comics, DCUO, whatever studios are made up of people, and sometimes people are a bit petty sometimes.
Toxicology report. This rose contains a powerful neurotoxin that suppresses free will.
So let's see. Magnus, Joker DLC could be him doing something good, save Batman or Gotham from large evil, while committing a little crime along the way. Yeah, but sadly, it's a bit more complicated. They see the Joker character himself problematic. Even if he was to do good thing, he still would be problematic. That's not. It's not just problematic because he's a psychopath. He's problematic on many levels. And I'm pretty sure they don't want to use him because of that.
That just ain't right.
So even giving him a storyline or a story reason to do good stuff, at the end of the day, they would still see him as problematic. Darkhound, still Star Trek player. STO is still a thing. Mostly copy and paste on making money and send bundle sales more. Magnus, only Joker gets to kill the Batman. Absolutely. DD, yeah, do you think they're good enough to play him? Well, they did it before. If you're talking about the actors playing Batman, we do have actors that did play Batman before in other media, in some of the animated movies. So yeah, like Keanu Reeves did a good job in the Crypto movie. There's the guy who made the Batman voice in the Lego Batman. He did a good job. Yeah, of course, it was a cartoony version of Batman, a funny version of Batman, but he still did a decent job. So I'm sure they could find someone else. So the only real question is who will they select to play the Batman?
Join us or be fertilized.
Batman Beyond DLC. Nah, no. Got distracted. Ended up fighting. Let's get out of here. Sadly, we're no match for Grundy at this point, so we have to run, Barry, run!
Ivy's power is nature
For the Batman Beyond DLC, it can't happen. From what we understand, DCUO has the rights to the comic material. Like they have the rights to the comic stories, to the comic characters, but they don't have the rights to TV shows, animated shows, movies. And Batman Beyond, sadly, is an animated TV show.
GCPD radio says that Harvey Bullock went into Ivy's greenhouse to try and shut this down. Since Robin hasn't reported back, I'm betting we have a rash of trouble on our hands.
And yes, we do have a Batman Beyond costume in the game.
Stop you. Knowing Poison Ivy, she's kept Robin and Harvey alive as slaves. Free them from Ivy's influence, and they can help you take her down, so she can serve her time at Arkham.
But the reason why they were able to give us Batman Beyond was because they're using the Tim Drake Batman Beyond. In the storyline Future's End, basically they had a Batman Beyond from 15 years in the future who comes back to the present, and then there's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on. And then it is revealed that that version of Batman Beyond is actually Tim Drake. So they pretty much created a new version of Batman Beyond just for the comics, and that is how they were able to get Batman Beyond in DC Universe Online. But sadly, they still cannot use the material from the animated show. So yes, they could use the Tim Drake Batman Beyond in DC Universe Online, but not the Terry McGinnis, and certainly not the stories, the storylines from Terry McGinnis. Oh yeah, join us or be fertilized. Well, we never know. Maybe being fertilized could be a fun bit.
I'm trapped. I need your help. Take that thing down.
Oh, let's summon our friend the Flash. Always forget.
Flash, defeat this fool.
Justice will be served in a flash.
If you ever wonder why can we have two Flashes together, go read the Flash of Two Worlds.
I'm pinned.
Oh no, is he spinned?
Down, damn it. In a typically brilliant move, the GCPD went in after Ivy. Oh, those plants of hers. They're not human, if you know what I mean. I think I'm the only one who made it.
So Marcus, I wish that they would add powers through augments. Yeah, I guess that could be a solution. The solution they have right now is that if they add quote unquote new powers, it seems to be through artifacts and through allies. So look at the John Stewart allies. They added a few abilities that kind of could work as a new, not so much a new power as an addition to the Green Lantern power. And of course, for the artifacts, we have the new Omega Beam artifact. So that seems to be the way they found to be able to monetize giving us new powers.
The plants will flourish over Gotham.
DD, I was talking about that, but I was meaning about the PG thing, bro. Oh, okay. Jordan, yes, that stings. Absolutely. And while we're here, let's break a barrel or two.
Help! Get me out! Somebody, please! You just saved the life of a GC. Thank you.
We'll spread
So here we have a whole bunch of evil bad guys. It's been a while since I played this mission. So there are some police officers that you can free. Oh. Oh yeah, there he is. So they will help you a little bit. They don't help you all that much, but they do help a bit.
The plants will flourish over Gotham.
These spores will feast.
The plants will flourish over Gotham.
Hey, can you watch for a second my new flash suit? I don't know how you expect me to do that.
You just saved the life of a GCP. You just saved the life of a GCP.
To do that right now, we'd have to do that in game. So log in, go to Little Bohemia. I'll try to go there and when I get a chance. I could have sworn there was a feat to free all the guys. Although there might still be a few later down the mission, so that might be why. So let us continue. And as you saw here, there's a whole bunch of healing barrels if you need them. So don't be afraid to use them. That's what they're there for. Our Dark Hound, it's on top. Sorry, I lost track of what we were talking about. Jordan, I do miss playing this game sometimes. Well, you could still give it a try. You could play it for completely for free now if you want to. But of course, if you want to have everything, yeah, you may have to spend a couple of bucks or more. Before we go there, I could have sworn there was some more. Oh, there's a barrel here. And we can't destroy it. That doesn't matter. Unless... there we go. There's always more than one solution to a problem. Oh, there's the little guy I was looking for.
I would have been plant food if it weren't for you.
I guess I was mistaken. No feet for you. So let's break this. Oh, let's break this one. Come on, come on. Jason, I'm not surprised I'm not making the power sets. That's been the case for years. Yeah, the last power set we had was the water power set. And after a while, it became clear that we probably would not be getting no powers anytime soon. And I would assume that we're not going to get any no powers. It's sad, but what can you do?
The plants will flourish over Gotham.
So there's no reason not to bring the barrel with us and to use it here.
These spores will feast.
Just trying to check if I'm forgetting something. I guess not, so we're good to go. Giuseppe, what was new about this DLC? We got an open world. They tweaked a bit how the renown system works. Probably something else I forget, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same pattern as before. We got an open world with a bunch of missions, and we got a solo, and then we got an alert, and then we got 2 raids. What is different is that the mission for the raid, one of the mission for the raid, is the same as the alert, and is the same as one of the solo. And the second raid is entirely reused from the sins of Black Adam. So these are the big differences. Jason Griffith, even though we have the Venom Injector as an augment, we still have it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they change it at some point. Is it as an augment though? You mean as an artifact? Oh no, or as an iconic? Not sure what you're talking about right now. Are you meaning? Are you meaning the new Venom boost or something else? It's not just DC, Marvel too. And studios.
Take care of this.
And studios, at the end of the day, you're dealing with people, and people are people.
Yes, Ivy.
Bleed for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's already in game. It's been in game pretty much forever. So that alone doesn't seem to cause too many issues. But if they were to make an entire power set around the Venom drug, nah, I don't think it would I don't think it would fly, as they says.
Robin, you're drooping. Rest while one of my guardians finishes off this nasty little potato bug. My thorns are sharp.
Let me guess. You're the bad guys. Watch your step.
Magnus, I think a great idea would be a DLC that coincide with the current movie out. They tried that. The problem is that if the movie gets delayed, what happens to the DLC? Or if the DLC falls behind, like is released late, what happens? Like they did try before. We had like the Peacemaker headpiece when we got the Peacemaker series. We got the Flash helmet when we got the second season of the Flash. They were able to get a few things like that, and then of course we got the Black Adam DLC that to coincide with the Black Adam movie. But sadly, a lot of things can go wrong. If the DLC is not ready when the movie comes out, what do you do? If the movie gets delayed, what do you do? Like sadly, there's a lawsuit right now with the Superman movie. Could that delay the release of the movie? And if it does, by how long? Will it delay it by 3 months, 6 months, a year? We don't know just yet. And sorry, I was a bit focused here. And also, even if there's no lawsuit or anything like that, it does happen that movies do get delayed. Look at the Flash movie; it was delayed, and delayed some more.
Can't you hear their pain? What have you done to this planet? What have you done to me? Take me back to Arkham. I can't endure anymore.
So let's pick this up here.
Forensic toxicology report.
So yeah, at some point they did try to have things coincide, but it seems to be a bit challenging for them right now. Who would you want to play Batman? Michael Keaton. Just kidding. I don't know voice actor well enough. Like I know there's a whole bunch of them that do a good job and are professional voice actors. So I'm sure one of them would probably do the trick, but I couldn't name a name.
Was I working for Ivy?
So let's complete this. Oh.
You did well. Robin and I will get Poison Ivy back to Arkham. You get back on the streets. Gotham needs you. We'll talk again soon.
Hello there, mate. How have you been? All right, I'll cut the chumminess. I know we don't have much history together, but together we could make history. And speaking of history, I'm in the business of collecting things. Old things, new things, sometimes blue things, but most importantly, things with power. Ah, I got your attention. Good. Meet me at this secret location and I'll give you the details of this little arrangement.
So, in case you didn't understand, our friend Constantine just invited us. This is where you reach a point where Constantine wants to get you to have your first artifact. We'll go see him in just a bit. I don't know why the cannons are still flagged as if they were part of a quest. We pretty much completed that quest at this point. Oh, and where am I going now?
Ivy says, keep plants safe.
Sorry, we have the introductory mission for the artifacts. We'll go collect this mission first here, and then we'll go see Constantine for the artifact. T-Flight, they need a Doom Patrol DLC. I bet some of y'all didn't even watch the show. Full disclosure, I did not watch the show. I'm not a big fan of Doom Patrol. I'm not really a big fan of Grant Morrison. I didn't enjoy his Justice League, some of his Batman work, and probably something else I forget. But I can't claim to be a big fan of Grant Morrison. And when he was writing the Doom Patrol, he was trying to be weird, just to be weird. And I didn't care about that very much. And I knew the Doom Patrol from the Teen Titans comic. Garfield Logan was kind of linked to the Doom Patrol. And that is pretty much where I first saw them, within the pages of the Teen Titans. And then they got their own series for a while. I read one issue. I have one issue, is the issue where Superman guest stars. And then there was the Grant Morrison series, which I had no interest in that comic, sadly. And the TV show seems.
He didn't even chew me out. Somehow that's worse.
The TV show did seem to be trying to reproduce what the Grant Morrison comic did, and I had no interest in that. Let's go for super speed, and let's pick up this one here and this one here. Oh yeah. And before we continue here, we can finish this here.
We've got an emergency. The Green Lantern Corps' power rings have been acting strangely, and they've traced the problem back to Earth. Problem is, so has the Sinestro Corps. They're throwing down in the historic district. Talk to the recruiter in the police station there for more.
So as you can see, we have a lot of missions. So we're gonna have to make a choice. As the architect would say, the problem is choice. Let's go to the House of Legends, and then afterwards we will probably go see Sinestro. We'll see. And you can see we're level 23 right now. So let us go see Constantine so that we can have our first artifact. Technically, we could have had artifacts already, but
I say? I'm a bastard.
But again, I'm not trying to go faster. Gutter Monk, Multiverse, do you think the DC IP folks are the reasons why we don't have any Superman emblems? Yeah, most likely. The problem is that I'll make a video about that, but there's a Superman lawsuit right now. But there's been a Superman lawsuit for quite some time. Or not really lawsuit, sorry. There's been some rights issues for some time, let's say. Way back when we got the New 52, it's not really an accident if they tried to reinvent Superman. At the time, DC was being sued for the rights of Superman, and they were worried that they might lose the rights. So they tried to reinvent a version of Superman that would be their version of Superman that would not be linked to the already existing copyright. But after 2 years, the lawsuit, when the lawsuit was over, strangely enough, as the lawsuit was over,
Now, let me check my shopping list. So, I've I've got a lead on a few artifacts. First stop, we're going to hell. I mean, why save it for last? Let's just jump right in, eh, mate? I'm pretty sure they're keeping my seat warm. Let's go.
Strangely enough, as the lawsuit was over, they got rid of they got the Rebirth Initiative. They got rid of the New 52 Superman, and the classic Superman was back. So, and sadly, that's a story that keeps on repeating itself. So, for a while, they were not sure about the Superman copyright. So they were trying not to use Superman, I guess, as much as possible. And then later on, when the lawsuit was settled, not settled, but was behind them, then we were able to get some Superman content. But again, once more, the Schuster estate is suing Warner over Superman, and I don't think we'll get any Superman content anytime soon. So one of the reasons why we don't have a lot of Superman content is most likely because they're worried that the Schuster estate will still sue them, and whatever money they gave to the Schuster is probably given to the Schuster's lawyer so that they can sue DC. And sadly, whenever they use Superman content in DC Universe Online, that means giving some money to the Schuster estate, and that means giving money to the lawyers that are suing them. So in a roundabout ways, they're probably trying to prevent that. So that might be why we don't have a lot of Superman content. I could be wrong, I could be mistaken, but that pretty much smells like that. Although we don't have a lot of we don't have the Batman emblem either, like the classic yellow oval Batman emblem either. And there's no lawsuit with Batman. With Batman, it's been settled a long time ago. And again, because they don't own all the rights for Superman or Batman. Some the Bob Kane kept some of the rights. I'm doing a bad job explaining it, but
We're after the rings of Azar. Pretty little things, imbued with the souls of long-past Azarathians.
basically, for Superman, the Schuster estate and the Siegel estate do have some of the rights, and for Batman, Bob Kane, for pretty much forever, Bob Kane has been credited as creating Batman, and he's been collecting big fat checks whenever Batman would be used.
Pure soul.
And for the Schuster estate, that hasn't been quite the case. For a long time, the Schuster estate and the Siegel estate were not paid for the use of Superman. It's only something that happened relatively not that long ago, when you think that Superman has been around since 1939. And right now, the Schuster estate want to have some of the money for the Superman movie. And of course, Warner's, they don't want to share. So they're back to court. But yeah, so it would be a safe bet to assume that, yeah, that probably has something to do with why we don't have a Superman emblem and why we don't have much in terms of Superman content. If you were the new CEO of Daybreak, what changes would you make to DC Universe Online? I'd start by making a Superman DLC, a Batman DLC, and a Flash DLC, and a Justice League DLC. All in 1 month. I'll focus more on their iconic characters, on their well-known characters. Yeah, they can use unknown characters or obscure characters, but they should really focus on their better characters a lot more. Like, I'm sure it's a novel idea to have
So much power.
a DLC with. Let me try to find a good example.
The power. The power.
Like, I'm sure it's a novel idea to have a DLC with the Reckoning and the Blue Lantern. But I'm pretty sure that the DLC with Batman, Superman, and the Flash, pretty sure that would attract a lot more people than a Blue Lantern that nobody knows anything about.
Brother blood cannot bleed.
What happened here?
Can you play with PS players as PC players? Yes. The PlayStation and PC servers have been merged quite some time ago, but there are some restrictions. There are some items that you cannot trade across platforms. Usually it's indicated, so you'll know. And but that's pretty much
All the magical energy will be lost.
the only real restriction I can think of. Oh, Dark Hound retracted his message. Cram Zero skipped the guy. Sorry, it happens. Next time. In Multiverse, do you see we'll see a 15th anniversary anti-monitor event? Absolutely.
Our next stop is the lovely suburb of Oa. In the old days, it would have been a real trick getting across the galaxy, but now old Johnny Boy's got Sector O on speed dial. Last one there's a duffer.
Yeah, if we're worried that DC will be gone in a year, don't worry. Unless the devs really drop the ball, or unless Warner's shut down, or unless Daybreak shut down, or EG7 shut down. Nah, we're gonna get the anti-monitor event next year. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
The Guardians and their green lanterns are usually more the recycling type.
I'm just NT. What's the good? My power. All of them. It's kind of hard to tell like that because it depends. It depends on your playstyle. It depends. It depends on do you plan to use artifacts or not, or do you plan to upgrade artifacts or not? Do you plan to use allies or not? So it's kind of hard to answer that properly. T-Flight, too much work and effort, plus they got to pull some people to the side. There's a lot of reasons for the powers, but yeah, they need to have multiple teams involved, so it ends up being expensive to produce a new power. And if not enough people purchase a new power, then yeah, they'll see that as producing a new power at a loss, and they don't want to do that. So gameplay wise, it would be great for the players, but money wise, the devs probably wouldn't like that. Is there under the cup in the room or the green waters in the middle? It could be that I missed a few. Sadly, when I'm chatting and playing at the same time, very easy to miss something. And I didn't go back to make sure that I had freed everyone, so it doesn't matter. No, evil chat. Oh, I am. Fred Krueger, all multiverse all the time. I'm trying to get finished working in time for a giveaway. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a bit sad because I selected Sunday thinking that people have the day off during the weekend, but sadly it seems that you're hardworking even on Sunday.
Since you're such a fan of gallivanting across the
universe, but the giveaway will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll last a couple of hours at least. Usually that last time we were here for 6 hours, so
probably spoiled the surprise.
But also, if you're crazy enough, you could try some of the codes in the previous videos, because sometimes there are people that they'll go through all the codes, try them out, and then they'll find one code that somehow nobody grabbed. So if you're crazy, if you have a lot of patience, that could be an option, going back to the previous videos and going through all the codes. Personally, I wouldn't do that, but if you want to do it, you can. Gutter Monk, anyone knows where to find the Kyle Rayner mask? Absolutely. I don't know if I can show it to you, though. Yeah, I can show it to you. It's in the Coast City 4-player mission. There's an alert where you have to go to Coast City. Coast City is destroyed. And during this alert, you have to fight Kyle Rayner at some point. And it is a rare drop. So you're going to have to do that over and over and over until you get lucky enough to get the mask. Or you could try to get it from the broker. Look on the broker. If you can afford to buy it on the broker, that's another option. Exorpitron dying. I guess I need to get in assault and battery for investigation. Can't find the entrance. Sorry about that. I'm just NT. Nobody answers me. Sorry, I'm a good might power. Sorry. It's hard to give an answer like that. At the end of the day, all the powers are good. It just depends on what's your play style and what you plan to do. Exorpitron, I like Rage as power. But if you're free to play, fire is a good power. See, that's another reason. Like, it depends. Are you a legendary player? Are you a premium player? Are you a free to play player? Because if you're a free to play player, sadly you're limited in the choices you have for powers. But as Steve Flight says, powers is a good one. Fire is a good one.
Fine. I'll cut you down.
DD, I can show you. Can I show you that picture in PSN? Yeah, sure.
I knew you'd come through.
Prince Waya, playing this 2 again. Is anybody a fan of crossover missions? Example, tech players receiving missions from Wonder Woman. Personally, I think it's unnecessary. Well, what you can do if you wanted to do that is that you could find someone. Let's say you have a tech character. You could find someone who's mentored by Wonder Woman, and then go play the missions with that someone. So that would give you access to certain briefings that you wouldn't have access otherwise. Nikhil Cruz, Grant ruined Talia forever. I'll never forgive them for that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Did Talia Al Ghul appear in the Flash, or is it in one of the crossovers?
We're going pear-shaped there for a minute.
And what did Grant do to Talia?
At best, it may have some residual energy. Well, I'm not leaving empty-handed, so let's grab it and get out of here before we draw the eye of Darkseid.
Nikhil Cruz, I love the 1 year later Robin suit. I'm happy the game still kept it around in early game. Yeah, they did upgrade some costumes. For some others, they did not. Why? I couldn't tell you why. T-Flight Titans was a train wreck DC show. Yeah, I tried the first 2 episodes, maybe 3, and yeah, I didn't like it. So I was told, some of you guys told me that the second season was much better, but I didn't go try it
You're
yet.
looking for something powerful that no one person should ever have. Look no further than the United States government. They've got all sorts of dangerous things that could blow off your damn hand. Let's go get some. What do you say?
Like I thought I could watch it on. I had Crave for a bit. There was a sale during Christmas or a bit before Christmas, so I got Crave, and I thought I would have all the DC TV shows and the.
I hope you grabbed 2. I want one.
And all the HBO TV shows. Sadly, they had only a limited selection, and for some of the shows, you had to get the Crunchyroll or something like that, especially for the animated stuff. So sadly, I thought I could watch. I could try to watch Titans again, but I didn't have that option.
Well, look what we have here.
Nikhil Cruz, I've heard the lawsuit was why they killed off Superboy for a while. That could be because the when Siegel and Schuster created Superman, Superboy didn't exist at the time. Superboy is something they created years after the fact, and
what you've got there is Dillasteel, the same silvery stuff that'll break your hand if you try to punch old Captain Atom on Major Force in the nose.
So the rights for Superboy was a bit different than the rights for Superman, and I think they were trying to argue that Superboy was an entirely different character than Superman. They had created Superboy at a certain time, and they should still have some rights on the characters, but they couldn't win that, sadly. DD, why can't they just get along? Money. Warner's don't want Warner don't want to give a big, or Warner or DC, or how you want to phrase it. They don't want to give big fat checks to everyone. They want to keep the big fat checks in their pockets. And people think that they're entitled to those big fat checks, so they'll fight over that in court. And sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. Hello, Tarek. I got a monk whelp Zeus emblem it is. Yeah, sometimes for Superman you have to. We do have some Superman looking emblems, but yeah, we don't have the actual Superman emblem. At least not at this point.
Well, mate, you collected every last artifact on my list. I'll just take these and go. What? I'm a right bastard, everyone knows that. Fine. Since you did so well, pick one.
DD, I don't think I need your PSN, and don't give me your PSN here because everyone will see it. But no, just send it to me on PSN, and that should do it. Or go to if you can go in game. Let's see, what can we choose. Let's go for the Tetrahedron of Urgrun. So the thingy that passed it really quick was the hint for the artifacts. But DD, if you want to go to the Little Bohemia, I'll go there in just a minute. If not, yeah, send it to me on PSN. But I don't need your PSN. I don't think I need your PSN to see pictures. So we have to equip the artifact. So let's do that. And if we go to the journal again. So next we have to use the Fortify tab in the inventory menu. Let's see. Let's go for the stack. No choice. We're going to have to use our Flawless and Metal.
Your artifact's hit a wall, mate. It needs the proper motivation to go on. What you need is a very special sort of item to help it break on through to the other side.
So for the artifact, you're going to have to talk to Constantine a couple of times.
Now that you've got the items you need, you can really give your artifact a boost.
So let us finish the breakthrough thingy. So this pretty much acts up as the tutorial for the artifacts. What did we get? Okay.
The best thing about artifacts is that they want to grow in power. They yearn for it, and they're always hungry. If you feed them the right things, it will make them stronger. The best fuel for these little beasties are things like sunstones from Krypton and ingots of nth metal from Thanagar. Keep these relics happy, and they'll keep you happy.
So once you talk to him a few times, then you have access to everything he's selling. And then you could go crazy and purchase a whole bunch of artifacts if you want to. So DD, I'll meet you in Little Bohemia. And while I wait for you, I'll answer some more chats. Let's go over here. Fred Krueger, the comics tend to age up the superhero kids too soon, like John Kent, Wally, and Black Lightning's kids. John was interesting with Damian. Oh yeah, they had a winner with Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne. It was a fun book. People did seem to kind of like it, but somebody at DC had other plans. Again, they've been trying to replace Superman with a new version of Superman for when they lose the copyrights. Well, previously it was in case they lost the copyright, they were trying to get their own Superman. But now, for a few years now, they've been trying to get their a new Superman for when Superman goes into public domain in about 10 years. And Jonathan Kent was one of their attempt. So they figured, let's get rid of the old Superman, let's create a new Superman, and while we're at it, let's create a new gay Superman. But that didn't stick. People had no interest in that, and they had to go back to the classic Superman. But so yeah, sadly, comic creators sometimes don't really care so much about the characters, and they want to change the characters to fit whatever they need. T-Flight, can you not complete the feat for Gotham Wasteland, where you have to go around finding gizmos, Cersei devices around the map anymore? It keeps saying access denied, can't bypass cyborg security. Well, you probably need the appropriate combat training to be able to do that. If not, I have no idea. If it's something else, I cannot say. Prince New York, any word on new episodes? All we really know about new episodes right now is that there will be 4 episodes in the storyline. So now we know that the current storyline is Light and Rain. It's a storyline that's going to be focused around the new Blue Lantern character and the Reckoning, who's now a Indigo Lantern character. So it seems that the storyline will be around those characters, and we're going to get 4 DLCs with that storyline. So the next DLC will be part 2 of the Light and Rain storyline. And also, we know that they are going to try to get back to 3 DLCs per year. Like for the past few years, we've been having 2 DLCs per year. This year, if we trust that there was an investor report a couple of days ago, if we trust that investor's report, they are going to try to go back to 3 DLCs per year. So sadly, the Light and Rain storyline is going to last a whole year, actually more than a year. Oh, here's our friend, I assume. Let's go about everyone. So the Light and Rain storyline will last a year and 3 months, I guess. And the next episode will be the second part of that storyline. I don't know why a lot of people thought that with the rebranding of episodes into chapters, somehow we would get the chapters more often. That the chapters would be once a month or something. That's not the case. It's just a rebranding. Basically, chapters or episode, it's the same thing, but they just give it a new name and a shiny new coat of paint. Oh, what phase? I have no idea. Probably phase 1. Yeah, phase 1. So for the next chapter, we'll probably get it in, I guess, 4 months. So we got this one end of January, end of February, March, April. So end of May, early June, we'll probably get the next chapter. And probably end of October for the third one. So which one is yours, Didi? Oh, okay. Oh, so you're Guy Gardner. I thought you wanted to show a Flash costume. Jason, anyone else also on DCUO right now? I'm on my villain, Kuraya, right now. T-Flight, you think they'll make a new DLC about the Red Lanterns or the Black Lanterns? Honestly, I don't know at this point. we're pretty much overdue for some Lantern content, but they don't seem to want to. For quite a while, they didn't seem to want to give us any Lantern content at all. Like, notice that we don't even have an Al Jordan ally still after all this time. So sadly, I think the Lanterns uh, were a bit ignored for a while. And in the comics, they were trying to pretty much reinvent the Green Lantern into something else. So it was a bit strange, I guess. So we've been overdue for some new Lantern content for a while. But when are we going to get some more? I couldn't even begin to tell you. DD, no, I want to show you a picture on PSN. I don't know why you don't want to come in game, DD. Let's do that some other time, okay? T-Flight, it's crazy how we got to make elite gear now. Yeah, but we only have to make the rings, the belt, and the weapon. I might be forgetting. Oh, and the neck piece. But yeah, it is going to be expensive. And it's going to require a lot of materials. So basically, we'll need there's that new material. I forget the name. Well, we need basically 200 of those for each elite piece of gear, which means we'll need 1,000 of that material. So it'll take a while before we can craft everything. I lost track of where I went. Oh, Green Lantern's light. So let's go to Midtown. Oh, my bad. So next time we are going to talk to our friend, the recruiter Drish, and we'll continue where we're at. Although at this point, so you'll notice at this point we're starting to get a whole bunch of different missions. So there's a lot of missions we could decide to play even before we go and reach level 30. But at level 23, yeah, we can play the Green Lantern missions. Why not? Yeah, there's a lot of grind just to make one elite piece of gear, and you have to take into account that you have to craft the weapon, you have to craft two rings, the neck piece, the belt. So yes, the grind will be rough for those pieces of elite gear. There's also base items that you can craft. Although for the base items, it was easier than I thought. Although it's because also I had kept, like I know a lot of people did get rid. At some point, the exo materials were not all that useful, so a lot of people got rid of them, of those they had. But I still had all my exo materials, so I was able to craft a few base items easily enough. My current mentor is Superman. But yeah, T-Flight, the grind for the elite gear, it's going to be rough. So, guys, I think that's going to be it for right now. Tomorrow we'll probably play some more with our Flash character. Again, probably either before lunchtime or after lunchtime. We'll see how it works out. And basically, we will play this character until we reach level 30, maybe a bit more. I might show a few missions with it afterwards. I wish DC would add more stuff to do after I run my daily and get feats. It's boring. Well, it depends on you. There's you can go back and play a lot of older missions. You can do farming. You can do some crafting. You could even also create an alternate character. You could try to farm for base items to decorate your lair. So there's a lot of stuff you could do. It just depends that what are you willing to do. Oh, Rudy TDC is asking, are you going to give codes away today? Absolutely. That was going to be my next point. So later today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will go live with our friend that girl from AU, and I'll be giving out some codes. It's going to be the last batch of codes for this new Mercury and Flame Cape back piece. So if you guys were not able to get the cape just yet, come by later tonight, or come by later at 5, and we'll give out some codes. And of course, as usual, also we'll chat with you guys, and we'll answer your questions, and we'll probably stick around until we answer everyone's questions. The last time we stuck around for like 6 hours and 45 minutes, and it's not even a longer. I think at one time we stayed over 7 hours. So will we do that again today? I guess you're gonna have to be there and find out. Oh, T Flight says once I hit my dude to level 30, he getting sidelined. Just uses him to get the cash. Ah, you're so mean to your poor NPC. BioP, you're welcome. So guys, if you want to be there at 5, it's as you wish. You decide. So guys, thank you for coming to watch the stream. Thanks to all of you guys who came to chat in the chat. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye, guys.